My life? How does this work? Oh my god. I need like 1 second to understand this. I hope you can hear me right. Hmm. How does this work? Okay, so I guess I'm live now. That is awesome. So, what is this video about? Um, it's been such a long time since I made a YouTube video. And lately, when Kylie Jenner said this is the year of realizing things, like, I don't know, 2 years ago, I feel like every year is the year of realizing things. I struggled a lot with YouTube when I started doing it a year and a half ago. And there's so much to unpack here about why I struggled. But the main reason was that I was really focused on everyone except for myself. I was really focused on growing my YouTube, but I was not really in love with the process of it all. I was really focused on the end result, which led to me not feeling inspired, like not embracing the creative process and not really understanding what that process should have looked like for myself because I was trying to do things that I saw other people doing. I was trying to replicate the success of other people. And obviously, when you do stuff like that, you kind of make yourself mentally ill because you're constantly just focused on the outcome, which you don't even know how it looks like. You're not in tune with yourself. You're replicating other people, and that was really damaging for me, and I had to make the decision to stop because of that. And I went through so much growth as a person. I went through so much working on myself and just understanding my own limiting beliefs and understanding my own ways that I was sabotaging myself. And I'm just yeah, it's like crazy looking back, and I think a lot of us do this, and we just limit ourselves in so many ways that it's just insane how it's no surprise that we end up living the lives that we live and being unhappy and being unsatisfied and not being proud of the things that we really want in life because we get stuck into these repetitive loops that we are not aware of. And it took me so much work to just, guys, like become aware of those things and then start again. And I wanted to come here to tell you that it doesn't matter. Am I being too loud? I don't know. It doesn't matter what you want in life, you know? What matters is your approach. What matters is how you are enjoying it and how you feel on a moment to moment basis, if that makes sense. So, as I said, I was really obsessed with the end result, getting to a place, and I wasn't enjoying the process. Whereas, actually, if you think about it, how your life would look like if you are at that end result is by doing that process over and over again. And that just becomes your life. So, you need to find a way to be in love with your life. And if you don't like the process, then you don't really deserve the end result because you need to go through that process to get to that end result. And I really had to shift my mindset around that, like forgetting about the end result, forgetting about how it would look like, and then just first figure out, how do I want to feel in my daily life? And what are the activities that I would be doing in my daily life? For the longest time, I struggled with accepting my own creativity and accepting my own creative expression needs. I would always feel really attracted to people that are creative until I realized that I'm doing this because I somehow think that I cannot be creative myself, which is not true at all. So I had to realize that that belief was there and that it was limiting me in a lot of ways. And I had to do a lot of inner work. Inner work being recognizing when the feelings come up, recognizing why they're coming up, recognizing how it's manifesting in my life, recognizing all of these things. And then to finally get to the point of like, as I said, every year is a year of realizing things, but just not giving up on yourself is super important. And that shift from being obsessed with the end result and not the process, I really had to fail a lot to get there. I had to quit YouTube. I had to realize that I was sabotaging myself, and then when I stopped, I wasn't happy either because I gave up on my goal. But then I really had to question why I had that goal in the first place, and it's not because of the end result that I want, it's because I like to be creative, and I like to create, and I've always liked sharing knowledge with people. I've always liked reading a lot of books, which I still do. You can see some of my books there, and I have many more anyways, hidden behind that plant. And then just like, I keep saying like all the time. Sorry about that. Shifting the perspective, shifting the goal from the end result I would obtain to the daily life that I want and that I have and that I can create for myself. So, really reframing the goal and then just being present in the moment and being present with the feeling, like finding the feeling that I want to cultivate with the life that I want. And that really helped me with shifting the perspective away from the end result to like falling in love with the process. And the process is very interesting because one thing that I realized very early was that I did not feel really comfortable being in front of the camera. And I really had to work on that. I really had to work and push through that anxiety. And the fact that I'm sitting here doing a live, which I've never done, and nobody is watching, I don't care. That's awesome. Like, this is like so many internal battles are won when we keep persisting, when we keep going back to what we really want, going back to that feeling that we want to have. Like, yeah, it's insane. Um, so I wanted to come on here and say hello and also say that I'm gonna start making YouTube videos again because I decided to keep persisting. And I've been doing so many creative things lately that I know how I want my daily life to look like. And for such a long time, I really battled with feeling like I have to choose between my 9 to 5 job and the things that I do outside of it. And I don't. I don't have to choose. I just have to make sure that I do things every day that make me feel good. And yeah, that's it. Like enjoying the process, enjoying the growth. If I look back to a year and a half ago, I was the biggest self doubter ever. I still doubt myself, so I'm not gonna say that I'm this perfect person. I am not. I don't believe in perfection. I believe in progress. I believe in continuously working on yourself. I believe in continuously identifying the obstacles that are in the way of you and getting to your goal. And the only reason I'm able to sit here, talk comfortably, not feel like I would be judged is because I really had to work from that place of self doubt to a place of feeling secure within myself. Why was I doubting myself? I have no idea. Things that people have told me as a kid, probably. The way I grew up, comparing myself to other people, like all of these other things. But in the end, you have two choices, right? So either you stay in that way of feeling, in that way of being, and you end up being unhappy, or you keep pushing, you keep persisting. And honestly, like, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to feel great all the time. Sip, take a sip. You just need to make sure that you are moving in the right direction. The right direction is all that matters. Finding the things that you love to do in life and finding those things also on your own terms is all that matters. I cannot stress this enough. Like, it's awesome. Like, I feel great from the inside because I'm finally like, I'm finally able to say that I want this. And I want this because it allows me to be creative. It allows me to share knowledge with other people. And I think keep persisting, people. Keep persisting. Don't ever, ever give up on yourself. Like, can you imagine if you were to give up on yourself? Like, I did that. And then when I look back a year ago, I'm like, why did you do that? It was going so well. Like, I was doing really well. And a lot of times we judge ourselves so much. We judge ourselves. Like, these are all the ways that we sabotage ourselves. We judge ourselves. We're very judgmental to ourselves. We give people around us so much slack, but when it comes to giving ourselves slack, we don't do that. We procrastinate. We say, okay, we're gonna get up tomorrow and we're gonna do this. And then when the day comes, we just don't do it because of whatever we told ourselves in our head. We ooh, we have kind of like a baseline or like a max of how good we allow ourselves to feel. Also, way we sabotage yourself. Like as soon as something starts to be being too good for you or whatever you believe should be that max, like you start to not show up. Perfectionism, like wanting to be perfect all the time, wanting things to go really good immediately without actually giving yourself the time to build a process and to figure out like what are your development areas, what are areas that you need to work on to become better at your craft. All of these things are just we self-sabotage ourselves. And I think that, you know what, just being aware brings you so much. Somebody told me the other day, are you aware that you do this when you're nervous? And I was like, "No, I'm not aware." Um, but I was so happy that that person brought that to me because they are helping me become aware, and I think that there's so much that we can do on our own to be more aware about our own behaviors, but it really starts with getting in tune and in touch with your body and, like, understanding how you feel on a moment to moment basis and not like obviously we cannot control our thoughts, but we can realize when thoughts are being helpful and when they are not being helpful to us. I say all of this to say keep persisting, keep pushing, whatever goals that you have for yourself, challenge them, understand why you have that goal for yourself. Understand what it would bring you. Understand how you want to feel every day, and then find activities that bring that feeling to you. That is all I wanted to say. I hope that you have an amazing evening and stay tuned for videos. I'm editing like 2 videos now, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm really excited. See you. Bye. Okay, and how does this work?